American college student Amanda Knox stands accused of killing her roommate in a bizarre sex game gone wrong.
She's the victim of a justice system, a town, and an Italian media that was stacked against her.
Regardless of the verdict, Knox's life will never be the same.
Buongiorno. We are looking for Meredith Kircher.
Meredith lives here, but she's not here right now.
I'm Raffaele Sollecito. And this is Amanda Knox. Una studentessa americana. She lives here with Meredith.
There's 4 of us all together.
Bene. We found Signora Kircher's cell phone this morning outside her house on Via Sperandio. We thought maybe it was stolen and dumped there.
Well, I've called Meredith a few times this morning. She didn't answer. I guess that's why. This is starting to freak me out a little bit.
What do you mean?
Well, when I came home this morning, I noticed that the front door was open. And then I went upstairs, and there was a broken window in one of the bedrooms and several drops of blood on the floor in the bathroom.
So Amanda ran back to my place and got me.
Yeah.
We were just up there, and it looks like someone broke in.
Did you call the police?
I thought you were the police.
We're the Polizia Postale. We investigate stolen computers, credit cards, and cell phones.
We called the emergency number, the 112, a few minutes ago, and the Carabinieri said they would send someone.
While we're waiting, though, maybe you can come inside and take a look. I'm scared to go in there again.
Sure.
The bathroom's this way. When I went to take a shower this morning, I noticed there were some drops of blood. I thought maybe somebody cut themselves.
Hello?
Oh, that's Philomena, my other roommate.
What's going on?
Someone broke your window.
Oh my God.
Anything missing?
My laptop and my jewelry, everything is here. Where's Meredith?
I don't know, her door is locked.
We knocked a few times, but there was no answer.
Meredith never locks her door. Meredith! Meredith!
Apra la porta!
I would like to report a break-in. Sì, a Perugia.
Apra la porta!
Hello? Someone broke into her house.
What? Are you all right?
They're breaking down Meredith's door right now.
Why? Amanda, talk to me.
There's a foot. They say something about a foot. I don't understand the rest.
A foot? What do you mean a foot?
Oh my God, I don't know if it's a foot or if it's a whole body.
Everybody out! Via! Immediatamente! Via!
What's that all about?
Oh my God, that was Amanda. She said something about a break-in.
We're here in Perugia where news is coming in of the murder of a young British student. As you can see behind me, the house is being investigated by the police at the moment, with forensics teams still working. Although the authorities have yet to make a formal statement, we're expecting them to do so shortly. More news as we have it.
This is unreal. I can't believe this is actually happening. Actually, we're taking a little bit of a break. He's gonna be in China for the year. I'm gonna be in Italy. It just doesn't make much sense to be tied down.
I'm gonna be here forever, serving cake. I hate you.
You'll love me when I bring you back some Peruvian chocolate.
Hey, make it some Italian men and we'll call it a deal.
Deal. Italian men coming right up.
Oh my God!
What are you doing? Mom, I love you.
I love you too,
Hi, Dad.
Hi, how's my world traveling?
I'm good. How are you?
Already missing you.
I love you tons. Tons and tons and tons. Okay, now, how do you feel about leaving Seattle?
I love Seattle, and I love the University of Washington, but it would be really awesome to be somewhere totally new and different.
Okay, Mom, your turn.
Come on, baby.
Amanda, we're all so proud of you for all you had to accomplish to make this trip possible.
We're gonna miss you.
Oh, no.
It won't be the same around here without you.
It's only 10 months. I'll be back.
10 months is a long time.
You all set? Got your passport, euros, pepper spray?
Yes, I'm all set. Was this the stepfather's guide to Europe?
Oh, you should write a book.
Toast, everybody, toast.
Grab a glass.
Here we go.
Okay. One, honey.
Travel safe and come back soon, honey.
It's great you could get over here so soon. How's your jet lag? Tired?
I'll survive.
This is the town square. It's like hookup central. And this is Palazzo del Priore. It's got some beautiful 13th century frescoes if you want to check it out.
You can drink out in the open here?
In Italy, they say everything's illegal and nothing's forbidden. See these guys? They're dealing. Mostly hash and weed.
This place is awesome. I want to study here.
Oh, we can go to some bars after dinner, but you cannot tell Mom anything. There's a place down here that pulls classified, so maybe I can find an apartment. Wish you luck. Ciao.
What?
Oh, come on. It's Italy, dude. Get with the time. You're cute. Come on. I'll share. Oh, excuse me. I'm Amanda. I'm a student here. Is this your flyer of the apartamento?
Yes, we are 3 women. We have an extra bedroom. It's very near here, and it's 300 euros a month.
It's perfect. When can I see it?
Eccoci qua. So, this is your bedroom. It's small,
No, it's nice. It's cute. I like it.
and you share the bathroom with a girl named Meredith, an English girl.
A British roommate. Very cool. Oh my God, it's perfect. I love it. I love it.
Would it be possible for you to give us a 1-month deposit?
Yes. No problem.
I'll get the lease. You can sign it now.
Good.
I hear you're American. Meredith, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Ciao. I'm Amanda. Are you studying here?
European politics in Italian.
Very cool. I'm starting at Università per Stranieri in September.
Right down the street, Ace.
Ace?
No, Ace? Brilliant, fantastic. Don't you use that word?
Not like that, but it's good. I'll start.
to go.
No.
My humanities test is tomorrow.
Oh, but I thought we could grab a drink after at Merlin's.
Another time, okay?
Raffaele.
Amanda, buonasera.
I come from Bari. It's down south.
On the coast of the Adriatic, yes, I know.
Bravo. You know European geography.
Not all Americans are ignorant slugs, come on. I grew up in Seattle. See how you do.
Seattle, it's a city.
Uh-huh.
In Washington State.
Okay.
And it's home of Microsoft.
Most people say home of Grey's Anatomy and birthplace of Kurt Cobain, and you say Microsoft.
I'm studying computer engineering. What do you expect?
I actually think it's very charming. Are you hungry for a big fat chip?
Maybe there's something to make it true. A little more goes such a long way. You know I want a little more love from you. Love to do me right, yeah. You know you gotta let me see your love for me. You gotta do it right, yeah.
This risotto recipe is from my mother. She used to make it every Friday night before she died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It was long time ago.
Bloodlust of the vampires.
That's one of my mangas. It's Japanese comics. I collect them, like art.
Very cool. So is your dad still around?
He lives in Bari. He's a doctor. Molto importante.
My dad's vice president for Macy's stores, and my mom teaches math. They split when I was really little, though, so.
My parents were divorced too, but back then it wasn't so accepted. And kids teased me a lot at school.
Oh, this looks really good. I was made fun of in school, too.
You?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
I played a lot of sports, and I didn't have a boyfriend till junior year, so they thought that I was a lesbian.
You don't kiss like a lesbian.
No? Maybe you should try again. I really like the Italian lifestyle. Everything shuts down in the middle of the day. Life really isn't about going to work and making money. It's about who you are and what you choose to do and who you choose to spend your time with. This is actually one of the happiest times in my life.
Oh, è magnifico!
You are un spirito libero, Amanda. You live your life like a dream.
But it is a dream. I don't never want to wake up. The chocolate festival was awesome. Are you gonna go?
Maybe.
Maybe. Thought you were mad about chocolate.
Something I want to talk to you about. Just don't want it turning into a big thing.
Okay.
I think you could be doing more around the flat, cleaning and things.
I do clean.
When? Every time I go into the bathroom, your stuff is all over the place. It's a sty. And you leave your dishes piled in the sink.
Okay, stop. Sorry. Why didn't you tell me it bothered you before?
I shouldn't have to tell you. It should be obvious.
Hey, my two queens. What's up?
What's
This
up?
guy.
This guy. Look, I'll try harder, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Are we cool?
We're cool.
Hey, met a guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He looks exactly like Harry Potter. He's quiet, he's super smart. Oh my gosh, his apartment. I think his dad's really wealthy.
Does he work?
He's studying computer engineering at the university, but he's not a geek. He's not like that.
So you've barely been here 2 months and you've already got yourself a posh Italian boyfriend?
Yeah, I think I do. We're from totally different cultures, but we have so much in common. It's like destiny.
Destiny?
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. Respect.
21-year-old British exchange student Meredith Kircher was found brutally stabbed to death in her apartment in Perugia earlier today. By all accounts, Meredith, or Mez as she was called by her family and friends, was a good student, a good person, and a good friend. Like thousands of other students, Kircher set off on a year's adventure studying abroad. Sadly, she will not be returning home.
This is Nigel Fox.
Perugia.
Buongiorno.
Prosecutor Mignini,
What do we have so far?
the glass in the back window is broken. It's the bedroom of Filomena Romanelli, the roommate of the victim.
That's how they got in?
We think the break-in could have been staged.
Let's take a look.
Prosecutor, this way.
The glass is on top of the clothes. Which means the window must have been broken after the room was ransacked.
Prosecutor Mignini.
Poor child.
We found Miss Kircher in a pool of blood and she was covered by this quilt.
Her throat was slashed. Based on the blood trajectory, she was kneeling in front of the wardrobe when she was stabbed.
Whoever did this must have been covered in blood. How'd the killer leave without tracking bloody footprints everywhere?
But we did find a couple of visible footprints. And we also raised 5 or 6 latents with luminol.
So someone tried to clean up afterwards.
Not the MO of your typical petty thief or rapist.
I think we could be looking at something more sinister here. In the meantime, I want to talk to Kircher's roommates and everyone who knew her.
There is a place down here that has great scamorza.
What's that?
It's seasoned and smoked cheese.
Sounds good. Let's go. Wait, 1 second. Sorry. Hold on. Hi, Mom.
Where are you?
I'm on a walk with Raffaele.
I think you should come home.
Mom, I've got to finish school.
Well, listen, sweetie, I know how important your studies are to you and the year abroad, but we'll deal with all that later. I just think it's right to come home. You've been through enough.
Mom, I'm fine. Really, seriously.
I'm okay. You don't sound okay.
I'm staying with Raffaele and I can buy new clothes. It's really not a big deal.
Damn it, Amanda. I want you to come home now.
Mom, it's not gonna happen, okay? I'm a big girl. I get to make these decisions now. Hold on. Mom, I have to go down to the precinct, all right? We'll talk about this later. I love you. Bye. Everything's happening so fast. I can't think. It's like a nightmare.
You're in shock.
Amanda Knox.
Yes, it's my turn.
Prego.
I woke up at my boyfriend, Raffaele Solicitor's apartment where I'd slept the night before. And around 10:30, I went back to my house to take a shower.
Was there not a shower at Solecito's house?
Yeah, but it's small, plus all my clothes are at my house. But when I got there, I noticed that the front door was open, but sometimes the lock on the door doesn't catch, so I just went in anyway. And then when I went upstairs to take a shower, I noticed that there were some drops of blood on the floor, a blood stain on the bath mat and another one on the sink.
You're very brave. You found the door open, blood in the bathroom. Despite all this, you had a shower.
Well, I mean, the truth is I thought it was menstrual blood or somebody cut themselves. I mean, I definitely didn't think somebody had been murdered.
And what happened when you went back to Amanda's place with her?
We looked around and I got concerned, so I called my sister who works for the police and she told me to call the 112. After I did, we went outside and waited for them.
Thank you both. I know this is a very difficult time.
We just want you to catch whoever did this to Meredith.
You have my promise.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know, my house is officially a crime scene, so I guess that's out.
You can stay in my place if you want.
Well, thank you. At least now I have some clean underwear.
Wait, does that mean you're not wearing any right now?
Maybe. Maybe not. What's going on?
It's a memorial to Meredith.
She looks happy. Hey, you remember I told you I was looking for a part-time job?
You got one?
Not yet, but there's an opening down at La Chic and I was gonna go check it out. Do you wanna come with me? Please, moral support.
Fine.
What are you thinking?
Thinking that I hope this is all over soon. And this time last year, all I worried about was midterms and pulling a good shift at my job. Now my roommate's dead, and I'm in the middle of a murder investigation. Life's just so random, you know?
We're gonna get through this. We've got each other.
I found over 40 bruises and cuts on Kircher's body, in addition to multiple stab wounds. Most of the cuts were superficial jabs, almost as if someone were toying with her before killing her.
According to her family, she was a strong girl. She would have fought for her life.
Bruising indicates someone held her down and choked her before she was fatally stabbed.
How could a single person inflict this much damage? There had to be more than one attacker. Was she raped?
It could have been rape or it could have been rough consensual sex. It's impossible to determine which.
So, someone had sex with her and then tried to strangle her.
And when that didn't work, they slit her throat. Fatal wound, severed her thyroid artery.
You have time of death?
Between 9:30 and 11:30 p.m. But there is something else. Forensic evidence indicates that several hours after death, Kircher's bra was cut off and her body was moved.
What kind of killer returns to the crime scene? Cleans up, stages a break-in, and moves the body.
We're trying to establish a timeline of Meredith's last 24 hours.
Do you remember the last time you saw her?
Yeah. Yeah, the day that she died. It was around noon. I was sitting in the living room playing guitar.
Hey. Oh, I'm completely exhausted. Didn't get until 5:30 this morning.
You got a little something in your face.
Ate blood. I was a vampire for Halloween.
And she left about a half an hour later, yelled goodbye on her way out, and that's the last time I saw her.
And what did you and Raffaele do?
We went into my bedroom and,
Amanda, Detective Navarro and I have been around. There's no need to be embarrassed.
we smoked a joint. And, around 5 o'clock, we went back to his house and watched a movie on the internet.
And after that?
I thought this was about Meredith.
We're asking these questions to everybody.
And because you are so close to Meredith, your memories are especially important. Per favore.
Okay, we smoked another joint and had sex and went to bed.
Bene. What time did you wake up?
Around 10 a.m. I went back to my house, and I've told you all of this already.
Well, police business is very boring. It's all paperwork and questions over and over. Would you mind going back to the cottage with me? I promise to come up with some new questions.
Yeah?
The four boys who live downstairs, how well do you know them?
Pretty well. We were all friends.
Was Meredith sexually active with any of them?
Yeah, she was seeing Giacomo Silenzi. He's a really, really nice guy.
Does he have a key to the upstairs?
No, I don't think so. They'd only been seeing each other for a few weeks.
I only ask because we think whoever murdered Meredith used the key to get in.
I thought they broke in through Philomena's window.
We suspect the break-in was, staged after the fact to throw us off, Come on. I need your help. Do you notice any knives missing, Miss Knox? Amanda, what's wrong? Amanda.
Stai tranquilla.
Come. I take you outside. Amanda, put your hood over your head.
Why?
Paparazzi. Bravo.
Prosecutor, is it true that Meredith was raped? It was raped!
Permesso.
Any new developments come to light? Any new developments can share?
Yes, we do. We're working on them now. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Comments, please.
That's it. No more.
I just got off the phone with Amanda.
She said the police took her back to the crime scene today. It was terribly upsetting.
Don't they have any other witnesses?
Amanda said they're talking to everyone who knew Meredith.
Must be so traumatic. You have to keep reliving it every single day. She said they questioned her every single day this week.
Amanda's a smart kid. She can handle it.
She's in a foreign country, Chris. Dealing with foreign police in a foreign language.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll leave tomorrow. I don't want her dealing with this another day by herself.
We found this parcel next to Meredith's body. It's a men's Nike athletic shoe set in Meredith's blood. This bloody footprint was on the mat in the bathroom, also male. The lab is analyzing it for specific class characteristics. Size-wise, it's compatible with Raffaele Sollecito.
What about the luminol footprints you found in the hallway? Are they compatible with Sollecito?
Too small. They're between a size 36, maybe 38.
Amanda Knox is a size 37. Was there anything unusual about Amanda's behavior after Meredith's body was found?
When we were in the squad room, waiting to be questioned, Amanda was acting very strange. Everybody noticed it.
Strange in what way?
Meredith's English friends and I were a complete mess. We were all crying and hugging each other. Amanda and Raffaele were fooling around, acting like nothing had happened. They were completely detached.
Did Amanda say anything at all about the crime?
I said I hoped Meredith hadn't suffered, and she turned to me and said,
Of course she did. She died a terrible slow death with her throat slit.
You're sure? She said Meredith's throat was slit.
Positive.
Amanda and Raffaele were in the kitchen when the door was broken down.
Is there any way she could have caught a glimpse of the neck wound? Yeah, maybe on her way out.
Meredith's body was covered by a quilt. Only her hair and her foot were visible. And there is more. The owner of Quinta's supply store came in today. He told me that a young woman with piercing blue eyes and a pale complexion came into his store at 7:45 the morning after Meredith had been murdered and bought household cleaning supplies.
He thinks it was Amanda.
He identified her in a photo array.
How about going down to Bari this weekend? You could be my father.
Wow, you move fast.
Yeah, well, it would be a relief to get away from all this police questioning.
Well, you have nothing to hide, right?
I think my father would like you.
Has he liked your other girlfriends?
You are my first real girlfriend, Amanda.
No, I'm not. Stop it.
I'm serious. It's true. Well. Oh. Police. Pronto? Sì, sollecito. Va bene. They want me over there in 30 minutes.
Do they want to talk to me?
Just me.
We looked into your background. You have a long history with narcotics, correct?
I have taken some drugs, but now I mainly just smoke weed.
Is it also true that you always carry a knife with you?
I've collected knives since I was 14. It's a hobby.
What, like lying?
What's that supposed to mean?
These records show that both you and Amanda turned off your mobile phones at 8 p.m. on the night of the murder and turned them on again at 6 the next morning.
So maybe I turned my phone on earlier. What's the big deal?
You told us you and Amanda slept until 10 a.m. on November the 2nd. Were you sleepwalking?
Maybe I forgot.
You forgot. When the postal police arrived at the cottage, you told them you'd already called 112. There is no record of such a call.
I did call 112.
Yes, you did, but you made that call 10 minutes after they arrived, not before.
I'm done here.
Listen, you spoiled brat. We're not dealing with a parking ticket here, okay? A girl has been murdered. If you don't start talking, not even your daddy will be able to dig you out. Yes. Is that clear? Yes. Good. I'm listening.
I told you a lot of rubbish in my earlier statements.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda convinced me of her version, and I just wanted to protect her. But I didn't think about the contradictions.
Amanda, per favore. This is not the time or place for gymnastics.
Sorry, I was just trying to relieve some stress.
Just sit down, please.
Did you stay with Amanda all night, Raffaele? That's what we really want to know.
We were at my apartment early in the evening, but around 9 o'clock she went out. She was meeting up with some friends in this bar, Le Chic. And I stayed home.
What time did she come back?
Not until 1 in the morning. I have no idea where she was all night.
We have a translator available to you, should any of our questions be unclear.
Where's Raffaele?
We are interested in a text you got from Patrick Lumumba, your boss at Le Chic, on the night of the murder.
Yeah, he told me that I didn't have to come into work. Wait, how do you know about my text messages?
Can you read your response to him?
Yeah. My Italian's not perfect, but it says, ci vediamo più tardi.
In Italian, that phrase suggests a fixed appointment.
In English, I think it just means see you around.
Were you arranging to meet him that night?
No, not at all. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Can I go?
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
You have to start again, okay? You told me I didn't work and then I was like, oh, but I want to work. We cannot do it tomorrow. We have to do it. You texted me what I did.
You said that already!
I know.
For tutta la notte o cosa? Do we have to stay here all night or what?
I tell you the same story. I don't know what you want me to tell you. The story.
Once I realized I didn't have to go to work, Raffaele and I had dinner. We made love, and then we watched a movie on his computer. How many times do I have to go over this?
Until your story adds up.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that Raffaele Sollecito is no longer corroborating your alibi. He stated you left his house at 9 on the night of the murder and didn't return home until 1 a.m.
That's not true.
Just who are you trying to protect, Amanda? Is it Mr. Lumumba?
No, that's not true.
Amanda, I know you want to tell us the truth. I can see it in your eyes. I don't want you to take the fall for someone else.
It's just that things from that night and memories are hazy. I don't remember.
If you're lying, you could get 30 years in jail and never see your family again.
For what? For what? I didn't do anything.
Amanda, if you cooperate with us now, it will be much better for you.
I'm scared.
It's okay. It's okay.
The truth will come out, you know? One way or another.
Sometimes the mind blocks out trauma. Use your imagination. Think about what could have happened. You called Patrick Lumumba. You were going to see him. And then?
Oh, I can't. I'm afraid. I don't know what to do.
It's okay. It's okay. Just try to remember.
I did meet up with Patrick that night. Around 9 p.m., we went back to my house. And Patrick and Meredith went in Meredith's room while I stayed in the kitchen. I can't remember how long they were in there, just... At one point, I heard Meredith screaming. I was so scared. I can't remember anything after that. It's my head. It's fuzzy. I need some sleep. Please, can I go home? Please.
Amanda, I'm glad you remembered. But the law now requires me to do two things. You've become a suspect as an accomplice to murder, and you'll have to tell the prosecutor what you just told me.
No.
Are you ready to do that?
Track down Lumumba. Get him in here, now.
You're lucky you're not in America, Mr. Lumumba. You'd be electrocuted for your crime. What crime? I have no idea what you're talking about! You think I killed Meredith?
We have a written statement from Amanda Knox. In it, she accuses you of raping and murdering Meredith Kircher.
She's lying! I have 7 sisters, man! There's no way I could hurt a woman!
7 sisters? Detective Allegastro. That's a compelling defense. I think we've made a horrible mistake here. This man has 7 sisters. He couldn't possibly have raped and brutally slaughtered an innocent young woman.
Listen to me! I was at my bar all night! I barely knew Meredith, and I certainly never been to her flat!
Really? In her statement, she says she was there with you that night. What possible reason could she have to implicate you and herself at the same time?
Do you speak English? English? Thank you. Sorry, just a minute.
Hi. Chris, I'm finally here.
Police just arrested Amanda for Meredith's murder.
What?
Look, it's gonna be okay, honey. Just go to the mayor's office, okay?
How can they possibly arrest her?
I know you want answers, but right now we have none.
Well, my ex-husband, who's Amanda's father, is going to be here on Friday, and he is contacting the American embassy.
The mayor has spoken to a criminal attorney, Lorenzo Giordano. He's very good, very experienced, and he knows everyone.
Well, there's a possibility that she won't even need a lawyer, right? I mean, once this whole thing is straightened out, right? I mean, Amanda is, she's only 20 years old. She's an honor student. She's kind, and she's gentle, and there is no way she could be involved in something like this. It's a horrible mistake.
Can I call my mom?
Più tardi.
Signora, mando dude on our MySpace page. Signora.
Prego.
I'm just confused. This is like a nightmare.
What happened?
I don't know. All I know is that Meredith was my friend and I didn't kill her.
Amanda, we know that. But why did they arrest you?
Because Rat Valley lied. He said that I wasn't with him the night of the murder, and I don't know why. He's always been so nice to me. Maybe he wanted to disassociate himself from me. He was scared. I don't know.
Honey, slow down. What happened with the police?
They interrogated me for 13 hours. They threatened me. They called me a liar. They hit me.
They hit you?
Yes, they smacked me on the back of the head. And I was so scared, I finally told them that maybe I was at the house with Patrick the night that Meredith was killed, but it was more like a vision. It wasn't reality. I just wanted them to stop questioning me.
Look, we're meeting with an attorney. He'll get to the bottom of this.
Prego.
Don't go. Please, please. I don't want
Not only is there not a shred of forensic evidence placing Patrick Lumumba at the crime scene, but a witness just stepped forward confirming his alibi. How is that possible?
Because Amanda lied. How could she remain silent while I put an innocent man behind bars based on her statement?
She
thinks we're a bunch of inept fools.
She could be protecting somebody else. We lifted a fingerprint in Meredith's bedroom that did not belong to Patrick, nor Amanda, nor Raffaele. When I ran it through the database, I got a hit to Rudy Guedet.
Hell is Rudy Guedet.
He immigrated here as a child from the Ivory Coast. Since then, he's only had a few skirmishes with the law. The only problem is nobody knows where he is now.
We'll find him.
Buongiorno, dottore. They said that you wanted to see me. Is everything okay?
The results of your blood tests. Sit down.
You can't be serious.
Being HIV positive doesn't necessarily mean you have AIDS.
No, that's not possible.
Quale è stato convalidato il fermo nei loro confronti per l'omicidio di Meredith Kercher.
You'll be happy to know that Rudy Guedet is now in Italian custody.
Good. Have they questioned him yet?
Briefly. He said he had consensual sex with Meredith, and then he went to the bathroom. When he came back, he saw a strange man with a bloody knife standing over Meredith. He also told police that Amanda wasn't involved.
Thank God. Okay, so when did they release her?
Mr. Lumumba, why do you think Amanda Knox falsely incriminated you?
I don't really know, but I don't think she's evil. To be evil, you have to have a soul. Amanda doesn't. She's empty, dead inside.
We have the official results on your HIV test. Negativo.
Negative? Are you sure it's negative?
Well, they retested the sample 3 times.
Well, how can this happen? You said that before I was positive.
Well, it was a false positive. It happens sometimes.
Sometimes? Sometimes this is my life that you're talking about. I mean, are you trying to make me lose my mind? Is that what you're trying to do?
Scusi?
No, don't touch me! You're sick! This whole country, the police, the press, you're all sick!
It's been weeks and weeks. They already have the man who did this. Why is my daughter still in jail?
There are some complications.
What do you mean, complications?
Based on the autopsy results, the prosecution believes Gede did not act alone. They think he had accomplices.
Rudy already said that they weren't there.
He's changed his story. He says he met up with Meredith at a Halloween party. He's now claiming that Amanda and Raphael were at the cottage on the night of the murder. She invited him over the next night for late. While they were kissing, Rudy suddenly got stomach cramps.
Che va perfetto.
He was on the toilet, listening to his iPod, when he heard a loud scream. He came out to find a man he describes as Raphael with a bloody knife.
Meredith! Meredith, no! Meredith! Oh, Dio mio!
He tried to save Meredith, but couldn't.
Dio!
Then he looked out the window and saw a woman he described as Amanda.
His story is absolutely ludicrous. He's only trying to save his own skin. He raped that girl and then he killed her. How can Vanini believe the word of this drug dealer over my daughter?
The case is still under investigation. There's still a long way to go.
Excuse me, Mr. Giordano. I mean, no offense. But the system that you have over here, it's absolutely insane.
How long?
Well, apparently, the judges, more than a dozen judges, have to review the evidence before they decide if the prosecution even has a case. And at any point along the way, the whole thing could be thrown out.
Mom, how long?
Well, all in all, it could take up to a year.
Year?
Mm-hmm.
A year?
Mm-hmm.
Mom, I've been here for 2 months already. I should be back in college. I should be back in Seattle and moving on with my life, not sitting here rotting in an Italian jail for something that I didn't do.
I know, honey, but they've got their own system here, and we may not agree with it. We may not even understand it, but we have to trust them to do the right thing. We're gonna get through this, Amanda. You are our child, and your father and I will do everything we can to see you through this. Everything and anything. Okay? You understand?
We found Rudy Gade's DNA all over the victim's bedroom. It was also on her bra, her handbag, her shirt, and inside her body. We identified Amanda's DNA mixed with Meredith's blood in 5 locations in the flat. This blood smear on the bathroom faucet contained Meredith's blood mixed with Amanda's blood. This is the knife we confiscated from Raffaele's kitchen drawer, and we identified Amanda's DNA on the handle and Meredith's DNA on the tip of the blade.
So Amanda put the knife to Meredith's throat, keeping her under control. Raffaele held her down while Rudy raped her. Meredith fought back. Amanda plunged the knife into her neck, killing her.
This is a plausible theory. The only problem is that the levels of Meredith's DNA in the knife were extremely low.
How low?
Less than 5 cells. You might not have what the Americans call a smoking gun, but if you add all the evidence together, I think you have everything you need to convict them all.
Anything to say at all? Procuratore.
Forensic results have confirmed that the 3 people responsible for this unspeakable orgy of death are Amanda Knox, Raffaele Sollecito, and Rudy Guedet.
You have a motive?
The victim was sexually assaulted, which leads us to believe that it started as some sort of sex game.
How could this young girl commit such a violent crime?
Well, under the angel face exists a very disturbed girl. Amanda lies without conscience. She does cartwheels and buys lingerie while her roommate lies dead in the morgue. She has no trace of empathy for Meredith or anyone else. I believe she's capable of anything, including murder. Grazie.
Amanda is a hard-working, athletic, honors student. Not this sex-crazed, foxy Knoxy character they've concocted.
Papers are calling her a diabolical vixen. I mean, it's a total, absolute fabrication.
Trial by media. It can get pretty vicious.
I mean, this photo here. This was taken at a museum in Germany while Amanda was visiting her aunt.
Her aunt. And where's the other one? Look, Foxy Knoxy? This is a childhood nickname that she had from playing soccer when she was 8 years old. What kid doesn't?
Foxy Knoxy details her many lovers in Italy.
The prison doctor told Amanda she had AIDS. He asked her to make a list of her sexual partners, and when she complied...
Let me guess. The list was somehow leaked to the press.
Yes. How can they do that? I mean, how can they just expose her personal life to the whole world?
Public relations is all about creating an image, and whoever controls that image wins.
If this thing goes to trial, she could be found guilty before she even steps foot in court.
We're not rich, but we contacted you because we want to fight back. We need to fight back for Amanda.
A lot of our work will be done through the American media. We need to get this story on the talk show circuit, into mainstream magazines, newspaper interviews.
Okay, well, I guess we'll do whatever you need us to, right?
There's something else that might help. The prosecutor on our daughter's case is under indictment in Italy.
We'll certainly look into that.
As Jesuit honor student Amanda Knox languishes in a Peruvian jail for a crime she says she didn't commit, it now appears she's not the only one in the hot seat. In a twist that most Americans would find unbelievable, we've discovered the chief prosecutor, Giuliano Mignini, is himself under indictment for intimidation and illegal wiretapping in a decades-old serial murder case.
Il procuratore Giuliano Mignini è stato attaccato dai media americani per le intercettazioni.
Menini, outspoken and political, has made his share of enemies over the years.
Rubbish, complete rubbish. I'm trying to save their daughter by destroying my reputation, Capito. It's outrageous.
Giuliano, it's a smokescreen, an act of desperation. You know that.
Did I falsely accuse an innocent man? Or lie to the police about my alibi? Or leave my bloody footprints and DNA at the crime scene? Do cartwheels? Or try to scrub my guilt away with bleach? What did I do? I did my job. And I'm not going to let this case be tried by American TV reporters and bloggers. This case is going to be tried in a court of law.
There is a chill in the autumn air here in Perugia as Rudy Guedet arrives in court to receive the verdict in his fast-track trial. Also here are the ex-lovers, Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito. Foxy Knoxy swept into court like an invitee to a gala event. She waved and smiled at friends and reporters as she sat before Judge Michele, who will decide later today if there is sufficient evidence to send her to trial for the brutal murder of Meredith Kircher.
In the name of the Italian people, this court declares Rudy Herman Guedet guilty of the murder of Meredith Kircher and sexual assault, sentenced to 30 years. Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito will be tried for murder, sexual assault, theft, and transportation of a knife.
No.
This case is like a puzzle. While individual pieces can be picked apart, put together, there is a compelling picture of guilt. On the one hand, we have the victim, Meredith Kircher, a studious young woman who was soon to return to London for her mother's birthday. On the other, we have Amanda Knox, a narcissistic, aggressive, and manipulative young woman who harbored a hatred for Meredith. Now, in her desire to retaliate, Amanda enlisted the services of two young men who were vying to impress her. Raffaele Sollecito, her smitten, weak-willed lover, and drifter Rudy Guedet. Now, each of these three individuals may have been harmless on their own, but like certain chemicals, when mixed together, they produced a cataclysmic reaction of blood and horror.
Meredith's death was unreal in many ways, and it still is. I still look for her. It's not just her death, but the nature of it. The brutality, the violence, the great sorrow it brought for everyone. Such a shock to send your daughter away to school. Not have her come back. We will never get over this.
How would you describe the relationship between Meredith and Amanda?
At first they got on very well, in part because they both spoke English, I think. But then things began to take a different course. By the end of October, there was tension.
Tension over what?
Meredith complained that Amanda brought strange men back to the house. She didn't feel her did her share of cleaning. And she was also upset that Amanda left condoms and a vibrator in a transparent bag in the bathroom they shared.
And Philomena really turned on me in her testimony today, huh? I never did anything to hurt her.
You only lived there 2 months. She barely knew you.
Yeah, I miss my friends back home.
What about Raffaele?
The thing with Raffaele could have been something special, but we just never got the chance. But we're still friends. And he's gonna come visit us in Seattle when we get out.
Mr. Rinaldi, you own a clothing boutique here in town, correct?
It's called Bobbo's.
On November 3rd, did the accused come into your store?
Yes, they bought some lingerie.
And did Amanda Knox say anything to Raffaele Sollecito during this time?
Yes. She said to him, "I'm going to take you home for some wild sex tonight."
So on November 3rd, while her murdered roommate's memorial was being held in Perugia, Miss Knox's main concern was buying sexy lingerie and making love.
Could you talk, please, about the lingerie shopping spree?
No.
Amanda only went to that store because she didn't have any clothes. The police sealed off her apartment, and she didn't have anything to wear.
And how do you respond to allegations she was doing cartwheels in the police station?
Look, Amanda's Amanda. She's always been a unique girl. A lot of kids want to conform, but she was always just who she is and never worried about it.
And now?
She's grown up a lot.
Signora Knox, un ultimo commento per la televisione italiana. L'ultima domanda.
Can you tell the court what you did on the evening of November 1st, 2007?
Yes. Raffaele and I were at his apartment, and we read a little, listened to some music, and then we watched the movie Amelie a little later on his computer.
You also called your mother that day, at 3 a.m. Seattle time.
Actually, I don't remember doing that. I called her later when they were breaking Meredith's store down.
No. The earlier call is important. Because at 3 a.m. in Seattle, it was noon in Perugia. Nothing had happened yet. The police hadn't arrived, the door had not been broken down. Meredith's body had not been discovered. Why did you feel the need to wake your mother up in the middle of the night?
I didn't call her earlier.
According to your mother's earlier testimony, and this phone record, you did.
Okay, fine. And I did call her, but I don't remember.
Earlier, you heard Marco Vitello testify that you entered his shop on the morning of November 2nd at 7:45 a.m. and went directly to the cleaning supply section. How do you respond to that?
I was asleep at that time. He must be mistaken.
He identified you in court. He said he was sure it was you.
Well, I've been in that store several times before. He just must have mixed up the dates.
Moving on to the date of November 6th. You've asserted that you were physically struck during your interrogation. Please, can you tell us about that?
The room was crowded, and everyone was asking me questions. They were all moving around. And then the interpreter called me a stupid liar. And then, boom, I was hit in the back of the head twice.
But it was during this same interrogation that you falsely accused Patrick Lumumba of murdering Meredith. Why?
Because he was the only one that the police were interested in, and I was confused, and I couldn't remember what happened.
And have you ever imagined something that never happened to you?
No, but I've never been interrogated like that before. At the time, I was very stressed out, and I was confused, and the police suggested Patrick's name, and so I had a flashback that Patrick was the murderer.
So what does this mean? Either something is true, or it isn't true. For example, you're in court right now. You're not at the beach, no?
Can I finish now?
Please.
Later on, I realized that my imaginings were not real memories. It was just imagination. Patrick's innocent. He was innocent.
But you never told the police that. You never told me. Didn't you feel the need to intervene and get an innocent man out of prison?
The police had already threatened me. They called me a liar. I didn't trust them anymore.
Perhaps you had other reasons to keep Lumumba on the hook.
Objection!
You've heard testimony about what happened before the murder of Meredith Kircher, and testimony about what happened after. Based on the evidence, I'm now going to tell you what we think happened during it. Around 10 o'clock on the night of November 1st, 2007, Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito went to Grimana Square. Now, I believe they were there to meet Rudy Guedet, to buy drugs. At 11:20, Amanda opens the door to the cottage with her key, and she and the two men enter. They're all under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Rudy goes to the bathroom. Amanda and Raffaele find Meredith in her bedroom, having just returned from dinner with her English friends. Amanda and Meredith began to argue. The fight could have been over any number of things. Meredith and Amanda no longer got along. Petty jealousies. The fact that Meredith didn't approve of Amanda's sexual or hygiene habits. The time had come for Amanda to take revenge. And that's when Meredith's ordeal began. It is Amanda who started the fight, which triggered an unstoppable crescendo of violence. And it is Amanda who plunged the knife into Meredith's neck. It is Amanda and Raffaele who return later, undress Meredith, cut off her bra to make it look like a rape. And then Amanda covers the body with a quilt, a form of pietas, respect for the victim. As a woman and friend, she couldn't stand to see the nude, battered body she was responsible for. Amanda and Raffaele then ransack Filomena's room. They throw a rock through the window. A shower of glass lands on the clothes, on the floor. It is Amanda and Raffaele who staged the break-in Filomena's room, bought bleach, and then scoured the crime scene, only stopping when they were interrupted by the unexpected arrival of the postal police. Buongiorno. Meredith Kircher was a beloved young woman. Her mother, father, sister, and two brothers will now have to go to the cemetery to be near her. Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito, they took poor Meredith from this world. You must give them what they deserve. Ergastolo! Life imprisonment!
The Herman Hesse books are in German.
Mom thought it might be interesting to read them in the original.
It's really hard hearing people say those terrible things in court. I mean, I told the truth. I didn't do anything. I didn't kill Meredith.
The prosecution was just trying to prove its case. Things will get better once the defense gears up tomorrow.
What if it doesn't? The possibility that I could actually be convicted never seemed real until now.
They're not going to convict you. We can't lose faith now. They don't have any evidence. That was all conjecture.
Why are they doing this to me? Why does everybody hate me?
We located abundant levels of Raffaele Sollecito's DNA on the victim's bra clasp.
But did you find Sollecito's DNA on the body or anywhere else in the bedroom?
No, just on the bra.
So you're saying that in this entire bloody crime scene, Sollecito's DNA was only found in one place, a bra clasp?
Yes, that's correct.
Dr. Stefanoni, could you please tell the court when this bra clasp was collected from the crime scene?
We photographed it on the first day.
Yes, but when was it actually collected?
47 days later.
47 days later. So it lay on the floor for 6 whole weeks. Is this what you're saying, Dr. Stefanoni, out in the open?
The crime scene was sealed.
Nonetheless, crime scene technicians were traipsing in and out. Surely DNA could have been shuffled about.
Now, there was only one other DNA sample belonging to Raffaele Sollecito in the whole cottage. It was in the kitchen. It was on a cigarette butt. DNA doesn't fly, Counselor.
No, of course not. But you admitted you made a mistake collecting evidence. Perhaps you made mistakes in your lab, too.
Dr. Stefanoni, based on the amount of blood and the quantity of injuries sustained by Miss Kircher, would you say she put up a violent struggle to save her life?
Yes.
During this violent struggle, Rudy Guedet's DNA and prints were deposited all over Meredith's bedroom. Yet, there's not one fingerprint, hair, sweat stain, drop of blood or cell of DNA belonging to Amanda Knox. How do you explain this?
I have seen numerous stabbings where no DNA was deposited.
You testified earlier that you found DNA fitting the profile of Meredith Kircher on the blade of this knife, which was confiscated from Raffaele's apartment.
Yes, it's correct.
How many tests did you run on the DNA?
Just one. The sample was extremely low level.
Extremely low level? It was practically non-existent. 5 cells, huh? Isn't that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Dr. Torre, could you please give me your professional opinion regarding the DNA profile matching Meredith Kircher, which was found on the knife?
The low strand of the DNA signal tells me that we are talking about 4 or 5 cells in all. A good DNA sample has twice as many.
And what conclusions can you draw from that, if any?
The fact that the sample is so small could indicate that it didn't come from the victim herself, but from contamination in the laboratory.
After having reviewed the evidence, what is your theory of the crime?
Based on DNA and fingerprints collected at the scene, I believe Rudy Guedet was the sole perpetrator of this crime. Evidence suggests he overpowered Miss Kircher, forced her to her knees, stood in front of her like this, and then he stabbed her in the neck.
They say that I'm calm. I'm not calm. I'm scared of losing myself. I'm scared of being branded something that I'm not. I'm scared of having the mask of an assassin forced onto me. After years of prison, I confess I feel sad. And I feel frustrated. In front of you, I feel vulnerable. But I'm sure of what I know. And Meredith was my friend. And I would have never hurt her. My conscience is clean. I'd like to thank the prosecution because they're doing their job. And even though they don't understand, they're trying to bring justice to a person who was taken from this world. That's it.
You did a great job today on the stand. You were open and direct.
Yeah. It looked like the jury really, really connected with you.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they believed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boris, I don't.
You have to trust. You have to trust, okay, that the jury is going to see right through the prosecution's lies.
And if they don't get it right the first time, we'll win on appeal.
I bought you a plane ticket.
One way to Seattle, that's a relief.
I'm coming home. That's good.
Condanno Amanda Marie Knox, guilty of the murder of her roommate Meredith Kircher, staging a crime scene and falsely accusing Patrick Lumumba, 26 years. Raffaele Sollecito, guilty of the murder of Meredith Kircher, sexual assault, and staging a crime scene, 25 years.
Amanda!